Hey guys, so today we're going to do some vibe coding and I'm going to show you a whole bunch of stuff. But basically what we're doing is we're going to debug and add a few features onto a documentation site for a SaaS, software as a service, for a product I'm building essentially. Okay, so I've already opened up, I've got it on my desktop here, the folder, and basically I right click the folder and I opened a terminal, and so yeah, we can have another one of those going too, just in case. But I've already got it over here. So this is from a old site that I've been doing. Well, anyway, I copied it because it's already working partially, but it was old. So what I did was I had to run npm install. Oh God, here we go. I had to run npm install because I'm basically copying this repo to use it for something else. So this is what I did. Basically, I ran npm install, and then look, we had 7 high vulnerabilities, and it said npm audit fix force, use that. So we did that, and there was all these vulnerabilities relating to yeah, some hacks. So basically, Node has updated a bunch of stuff for all these middleware attacks, and so I had to get it updated. So if you have old projects, you should do run npm audit on it, npm doctor, and then update all your libraries, because there was 7 high severe vulnerabilities. This is like a 6-week old repo. Anyway, so it did it, and now it finds 0 vulnerabilities. And so I have it open in Cursor now. So anyway, we're ready to start coding. But what I wanted to do is, before I do anything, I usually create a thumbnail of this. And I thought, okay, well, let's do what it is. And these are the libraries that it uses. So I asked, what main libraries are we using? And we're using Nextra for documentation. So next.js Nextra. So this is the thumbnail for the video. So I'm going to actually look for Nextra Docs, and I'm going to look for a good Nextra theme. I don't know, it's not very colorful. Nextra logo, maybe? Nextra. Okay, anyway, Nextra Docs logo. But this is what I usually do just to get something happening quickly. Nextra file extra. Nextra tech. So it doesn't have like an awesome logo, but and you got to make sure you get the right one, obviously. How to generate next.js. Purple, everyone loves purple. I might use some purple in there. Um, I might just do, well, anyway, Nextra docs image. Usually this is pretty fast. I can find something, but I guess this is obviously a lesser known. Make beautiful websites with Nextra and Nest.js. And build a doc site using Nextra. Yeah, I would say I mean, this is actually also, so, you know, when I can't find something, let's just go into make an image about Nextra next.js docs. See what it does. This is ChatGPT, obviously. You know, I kind of like to have content that's or thumbnails and images that's pretty good. And actually, ChatGPT is pretty good. This probably won't be pretty good. It's good at animations. I like not animations, but cartoons and 2D. It's good at a lot of things, but sometimes if you just go really general like this, it is going to be way off the mark. It might be like hyper realistic photographic. I mean, it's obvious. Well, anyway, it always takes some time, but that's something that you can do. You can try if you can't find a good source image. The other thing is, we can go like vibe code. Vibe code. What were, I don't know, docs, documentation. Design and building is always tricky. See, I could do something like this. Let's see what it came up with. Yeah, welcome to Nextra. I mean, so I can do this. I can just download it, open it, open file. I don't know if I can copy here, copy, and then I go straight to Canva. And oh yeah, look at that. I can paste it in. And there you go. So it actually looks pretty good. And I liked using his cell phones. I don't know, they just look good because if you try to do a screen capture of a web app, it just looks like a rectangle. But when it's on a phone, it gets your attention. And then so let's say Vibe Docs, Nextra Docs. So we go Vibe, Nextra Docs. And then, I can go Vibe Session. And then we're going to reduce this. So I already used yellow on one of my links on this gray background, which I don't necessarily have to do it, but let's try this because that's more along the lines of Nextra. Well, not really, it's more like green and blue. So we'll change that to green and blue, or green and yellow maybe. That's not bad. I don't know. I like using. I don't know if people don't like it, but I like it. Sunglasses. This is an old photo. This is like the only photo that I have of myself. Vibe session. So I am so cool. I got the vibes. I can do another yellow, but I don't know. You want to try and get attention. I mean, I'm not. See, this is another yellow. I want to sort of get away from that yellow because then I'm always wearing. Oh, this looks interesting. Oh, remove watermarks. Well, sometimes it's funny to leave the watermarks on there, and then it gets more attention. Because I don't have too much, maybe I'll just make me even bigger. I kind of like that. So I can actually change this color to blue. Uh, like that. Then it matches everything. So Nextra Docs, So anyway, this is how I built a thumbnail. This is part of creating good content and products is marketing. They now say that like 80% of your moat is marketing. So I don't want to do this check mark. Obviously, I've already used a check mark. And we're going to say, well, I don't know, Nextra Docs vibe session. And we're going to go complete. I don't know. So now I have to find another image as to what I'm communicating. Where are we going? I mean, I could put cursor in there. I can put publish. I like Vercel actually because we're gonna publish on Vercel, deploy on Vercel. So let's do Vercel maybe. If I can find a colorful Vercel logo, Vercel deployed. Deploy to Vercel. What is Vercel? Vercel eliminated. So I like colorful stuff. Maybe that. I don't know. That seems to have a. This would be cool actually. Copy image, and then I go like this, and then on layers, I can put this like right behind everything, and then I could just like make it like super big-ish. Maybe that's too big. I want to, if I alt click this, I should be able to just like get all the other shit out of here. And then, but now I want to make the background, this is locked. I got to unlock this. And then I can change this color. So if I change this color to match this, then it's going to blend in more or less. But I want to, I don't know, this isn't exactly fucking amazing, but it's kind of not bad. Oh, jeez. Okay. So this is what I want. So I'm communicating that I'm going to develop this until it's deployed to Vercel. If I could goddamn well grab, I don't know why I can't bloody well. Yeah, I mean unlock. So that was locked for some reason. So now I got some interesting stuff in here. Nextra Docs vibe session. Maybe there's too much. Some people say, oh, you're putting too much in your thumbnails. And maybe that is too much. But I don't know. It's an idea. So I can just like take this even down a little bit more. So yeah, and then I'm gonna just rotate this a little bit. So Nextra Docs vibe session. Do I want to have that underlined? I kind of don't like this underline now, but I might actually put it back because, yeah, that's a little, see, it's always a balance as to how much you got going on for me anyway. So now we got like two brand names, Nextra and then Vercel. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I sort of want to move this up a little bit. Now, do I want to change this frame color and edit, see all filters? So that would be really colorful. Or we could do like that. See, when you see a thumbnail, I don't know, it's pretty disco. I actually kind of like that. But it all matches and it definitely gets your attention. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to say Nextra vibes, vibe session. And so there you go. That's my thumbnail. Now, I didn't show you how I actually built that from scratch, but I reuse thumbnails so they're all sort of consistent. And then it goes pretty quickly for me. Your design contains premium content. Upgrade to Canva Business. So I can't download it, and I can't use these, which kind of sucks, but let's try it again. Sunglasses. See all. Magic recommendations, no. So I have to find one that is free. I mean, this is yeah. So anything with the crown is not free, and I can't use it. But let's try and get something better. Yeah, anything with these palm trees seems to be paid. I don't want to go like too cheesy on these. I always seem to use the yellow, but green might work. I don't like these mirror or the horizontal shades. This could be, I mean, this is obviously really psychedelic, or I don't know, 60s maybe. That might be really kind of, I guess I always liked, I mean, I used to want to be a DJ. Never became a DJ. But a lot of my designs ends up looking like 70s rock or, rock posters. That's not bad. Okay, so let's do this. And we're going to download that. So now we have a thumbnail for our design. So there you go. That's an extra little thing. And this is actually what ChatGPT did. So it's just kind of almost does the same thing when you ask it to create an image. It's just looking at its library of stolen art and imagery, and then so it's seeing what it is, which isn't actually we did use that. So yeah. But if you jam it on a phone, it's pretty good. So anyway, there you go. We vibe coded a bunch of stuff. And now we have a thumbnail, but let's get this thing going. So this is actually, we fixed all the things. So let's actually look at it. npm run dev and fail to load next.js config. Type error required is not a function. So already we have an error. So I copy the whole error. Select it all, Control C, and then I just plug it into Cursor and see what it says. Failed to load. So so it has to search the web. You can see next config. It's funny that it's not looking in the files because it should read that. Check the format. Checking the Nextra package to determine the correct import syntax. And so it's doing all this diagnosis. Oh, next config deleted, converted to JS. Oh, to MJS, updated to use ES. Okay, so anyway, we're going to keep that, and then we're going to try it again. npm run dev, see what happens. Oh, error validating Nextra config. Okay, so we got a lot of errors. Already out of the gate, but that's fun because I can show you. I mean, this is what vibe coding is really. There's no way I learned to do all this myself, but I watch what it does, and you do learn by osmosis. And the whole point with everything now is just to get it up and test the market and focus on marketing. 80% of it is marketing. Obviously you have to create a good product and you have to position yourself in the market, But we know that creating products is less of a barrier now. I think it's possible to create products, but are they good products? Um, is there demand? And people say, "Oh, I did this in 24 hours," or "I did it in 72 hours." It's like I find it hard to believe. I've created very simple apps and products, and it's taken me like weeks because to debug everything and test it does take a long time. I'm sorry, even with the AI tools. So, because look at this. I mean, we're still debugging, we're waiting for the answers, and we can't even get a basic documentation site loaded here. So it does take time. I mean, this is like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And, you have to take breaks, and we have life obstacles in between. You got to do everything. You got to shop, you got to do laundry, you got to work out, I guess you have to have a social life. Maybe you have to have a social life. But, you know, it's not easy to work 12 hours straight. Oh, look at this. So it's really doing a lot of stuff. Now, sometimes it does stuff and it screws it up. That being Cursor and whatever models I'm using. I have it on auto, so I don't even know what it's using under the hood. So I can check the models in my usage, which I do from time to time, but a lot of times I'm just like using them because they're all getting pretty good. So summary, what did it do? Converted to MJS, removed decorated theme options, created app layout. So it did quite a few changes. So I'm going to keep them all, and then I'm going to try to run this again. And oh, look at this. Error validating mantra config. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this repo it's only like, well, it's actually 3 or 4 months old now. But I was using next.js and keep. This is what it is. A configuration object, even if empty. Okay, so it's telling me to try it again. Yeah, okay, here we go. So it's starting. Minimum expected. We detected TypeScript and reconfigure your TS-JSON file for you. Strict mode is set to false. The following suggested values are added to your. Who's doing this? This is now your computer does this. So I don't know, it's loaded. Oh yeah, okay. So it says it's loaded. So we're at localhost 3000. I think I already had that running, but let's take a look at it. Localhost 3000. See what our doc site looks like, if it's going to work. Nope. So we have another error. I just copy this again and feed it back into Cursor. Paste, and this is vibe coding. Just feeding errors back into. So look at this. I've got errors in here. So I usually just grab all the errors. Oh, yeah. All the way from the command so it knows the context and it can read the whole output. And then I control C, and then I see what happens. And you just keep reiterating on this. Now sometimes you'll get caught in a loop and it just won't work, and it never will work, and then you have to try other methods, and you actually have to sort of dig deeper. Um, and yeah, but this is sort of a brute force. The guy that launched Replit, he calls this brute force coding, and in a way it is sort of a brute force approach because you're just trying lots of different things, running pattern recognition and creation on code until it's just, oh, look at this, fast refresh, performed a full road runtime error. So unrecognized, so it's changing. We're getting different errors now. Turbo pack, interesting, but it's still working. And it's asking me to commit to pending, I don't know. I also want to see, I toggle this because it'll show problems here, no problems. But we still can't get this thing up. I'm just going to turn off my Canva templates. I already have my thing. And we'll keep that. We'll keep ChatGPT. Oh, look at this. So now it's working, but that's not how it looked before at all. That's not how it looks before at all. So I almost want to see, yeah, it's totally reconfiguring this project because the actual site that I had up and running before, it looked like a documentation site. This does not look like a doc site. That's like basic HTML. And so this is not really working. Try running. Okay. Yeah, I'll do the, migrate. Yeah, this is quite a big, this is basically refactoring the code. And I'm not exactly sure why. Sometimes Cursor fucks with it and will ruin it. Because it's telling me, oh, I have to migrate the pages. I don't know. I mean, it's almost like I should have started fresh with the documentation site with Nextra instead of refactoring this old repo. All it was a basic instance of a Nextra documentation site. And I need docs for my new product. So we're getting more errors. So, I mean, sometimes if it gets too complicated, I mean, I'm using tokens this way too. If it gets too complicated, you just basically do a new repo or a new project and, just create an next.js project. I mean, in fact, I might start researching that. So I'll just go, how do I create a new next.js project with Nextra for docs? Give me commands for Windows terminal. So again, I don't even have to think or study or take courses. I'm just asking one AI how to do it, create a new Next.js project, npx create app, my latest, my docs. When prompted, I would recommend TypeScript, lint, ESLint, Tailwind, yeah. Would you like to use source directory? Sure. Would you like to use app router? Yes. And then no for customize import alias. And then move into the project, install docs theme, install Nextra theme docs, configure Nextra, and then configure Nextra theme config, set up docs pages. So here's the step-by-step guide on how to do this. If this thing doesn't end up looking that good, and so far it does not, app router both match. So I might just go ahead and do this. This video is not what we thought it would be. I hope the volume isn't too loud. I think the volume is too loud. I've taken my lavalier mic and I put it on my chin. But this is really, I mean, I'm using tokens quite a bit. And, you can see here, skipping, conflict, 500. Look at all this stuff happening. It's just almost a waste of time. I should just create a new site from scratch. And look, we did all these changes. and we migrated everything. So we're trying to like refactor, and then what do we have? We have something that does not work. So I am going to abandon this, and I'm actually just going to Control C, and I'm going to CD out of there. Control C, hurry up, man, get out of there. And then I'm going to go CD back to desktop. Wow, my computer's slow, so I'm gonna follow the tutorial because that was just kind of a waste of time. But you know, it's good to this is how you learn. The more projects you do, so let's create this. We'll take that command, and then we'll go. We're gonna call this yeah, docs 2. Oh, I wanted the name docs. Yeah, so we're going to call that, well, I'm going to call it doc. So I'm just creating this on the desktop, and then we're going to go yes. Yes, recommended default. No customized settings. Would you like to use TypeScript? Well, let's customize settings. TypeScript, yes. ESLint, yes. React compiler, it doesn't ask me that. Yes? It doesn't tell me to use. No, so no is the default. App router, well, anyway. Tailwind, yes. Would you like your source code inside SRSC? Yes. So, would you like to use app router? Yes. Would you like to customize the import alias? I am going to say yes. And then what import alias would you like configured? So I just use that that tends to shorten the code. So here we go, we're installing this, and it looks pretty good. I mean, these are pretty standard: Tailwind, TypeScript, ESLint. I don't know about the React router. Maybe I should have said yes, or no, the React. What was it? React compiler. Maybe I should have said yes on that. That might have speeded it up. I mean, I don't necessarily know, but so now I have 0 vulnerabilities. It's all there. Generating route types. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go cd doc. Now I'm in the project, and so now I'm gonna close this, or I'll just change this. Open a folder. Desktop doc. Now we're going to get into doc. Okay, so with this, I believe, I don't know if I have to npm install it. I think I do. Run npm install. Okay, so here we go. Install Nextra. This is the next command according to Nextra theme docs. That's working. Sometimes ChatGPT gives you old commands, out-of-date commands, incorrect commands. Sometimes it'll give you Unix commands that don't work on Windows. So if you throw an error, you can feed it back to ChatGPT. Sometimes it'll correct it. So 0 vulnerabilities, all these packages are in there now. And then create or update, replace the contents with. So with this, so I'm going to say, so with this, what I can do is I can just copy this, and I'll just go into, this is really the lazy way to do it. This is going to cost credits doing it this way, but it should just do it for me. And found Next.js TS, checking its contents, creating. So hopefully this, I don't know. I'm always just like, hopefully this is going to work, but creating next theme config, create a file in the project root. Let's see what happens here. So wasn't that the same next config, theme config? So I'm going to create this. So I created that and then paste this. So I can just copy this into what we just created, into here. So that's what it's telling me to do. And then my repo. So that's not what my repo is, but that's a placeholder. So that's okay. And then set up the docs pages. Create doc structure. Oh, shit. PowerShell, make directory source pages. Update app router layout, important. And then run the dev server. So with all this, I can just go. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go through these instructions one by one and implement them. Stop if you, okay, understand. Sometimes I just confirm, understand. Read this back to me. Here are the instructions. Okay, so I do that because I don't want it to just start. I want it to be sure it understands. Reading back the instructions, step 5. Okay, so it is just starting. And then, yeah, so I don't know. But it got the instructions, and it just wants to start doing it because it knows how to do it. And again, we're vibing. So let's keep it all. And that was pretty quick. So we set up the docs pages and we did all this. Now we're going to run it. So we're going to go npm run dev. Yo, error. Where are we? No, we're in doc. So we have a problem already. And we're going to just copy this. So, yeah, I'm kind of not even really like thinking too carefully about this. I should really like, you know, be a little bit more intelligent myself. This is a problem. And you rely on the machines to do the thinking, to do the everything. But checking Nextra in the correct Nextra configuration format. Search for the, yeah, so now it's searching for the Nextra 4 configuration format. So ChatGPT gave me a wrong configuration format. Unrecognized keys, theme config. So it just vibe coded some commands and configurations out of its pattern imagination. I mean, this is, I guess, a hallucination. And now we have to correct it with another AI. And then let's just keep it. And then we'll try it again. And then see if it works now. Oh, failed, validating. So now we're having problems. We're really having a lot of problems here. But again, I just feed back the problems and then get it to correct its own problems. I mean, in a way, you're just a manager. You're just managing these AIs and telling them to do what they should be doing. I know this might be kind of boring to watch, but not amazing visuals. Once we get this thing up and running, we're going to have a little more fun. Next, can delete it. So look at this. It's deleting files now. So now it's looking for examples, checking if the import setup needs changes. See, a lot of this is just like keeping up with what it's actually doing. That's kind of how you learn. I guess you learn. But you can tell what it's doing. I mean, it's like watching an idiot programmer that knows everything trying stuff at light speed. I think they kind of slowed it down because a lot of this stuff used to go really fast. But this is good. I sort of like how Cursor has been working. They seem to do updates like every week or every day. Checking if we need to specify content directly since we're using source pages. Checking Nextra contact center. So wow. And you just hope that when it's finding results on the web, those are accurate. So it's really there are multiple sources for errors when you're vibe coding, and but you sort of understand how these AIs work. They're just like automated search bots in a way, but more than that, obviously, it's processing and thinking and using it's giving itself feedback. So it is artificial intelligence. The import works. So how does it know it works? See, this is what I want to know. Oh yeah, so it tested on the command line. It runs bash and node commands and stuff to test things. See, here's another test, import, and then the config loads correctly. The issue maybe with how next.js loads it. So if test path next, remove item recurse force next. So config looks good. So we'll keep it and then we'll try it again. Do the npm run dev, see what happens. Oh, look, it's happening, starting, ready. So we're going to see it. We're going to see what happens. We should have a basic. Oh, so I guess it usually says built. Maybe it's already ready. Let's look at it. So localhost 3000 should be our doc site. App router pages. So where is it? Localhost 3000. So it is there. Yeah, so we have an error. Let's copy this error. Build error. We should be able to get all of this. Come on, man. Ugh. Here's the error. It's a pretty simple error, so hopefully Cursor will be able to handle this. You know, I do a lot of different projects. Haven't done a documentation site in a while. I've been working on another Next.js project for a marketing site, and I've also been configuring an open source repo for an app that I'm launching, and it's big. It's got a lot of different services connected to it. So I'm still working on that, but so far it's compiling, so that's exciting. And I'm going to be monetizing it and promoting it. And this is what we're building here, run make dir content. So now it's creating stuff. I'm not even really watching this. I should be watching this more carefully. I'm telling you a story and it's doing stuff, but let's see what happens. Internal server error, so at least this is somewhat better. Yeah, so this is not going straightforward at all. This is what happens when you just listen to AI. I mean, I should have looked at the Nextra Docs. I mean, that would have been the best way to do it. How to install, like, I mean, let's look at that. I mean, if this doesn't work, because I'm using credits, right? Nextra Docs documentation. So how do I do Nextra? There you go, Nextra site documentation. Jesus. You need to select the theme first, documentation theme. So here, install. So here's the install instructions. For crying out loud, add the following. So I should just, I mean, if this doesn't work, and I'm already pissed because this is taking time and effort and it's just not setting it up correctly. Well, yeah, like look at this. This is brutal. It's just doing all this shit and I don't know why. I mean, it should not be this complicated. I'll give it, once this whole stream is done, I'm gonna try it again. See, it doesn't have context. It should be doing what I did and go to here, but it's searching the web. It shouldn't search the web. It should go straight to the documentation because now it's going to go to Reddit and all these other places. I mean, I'm just going to stop this because this is pissing me off. We'll keep them all, and look what happened. We have a 0 go site. So I'm going to, I mean, what I should do is I should do this myself. So I am going to, I mean, I'm just going to do this myself. I'm going to get rid of this. Both these repos are garbage. Oh, docs. Sometimes it won't even let me throw shit out. And I'm just going to stop this. And then when you try to throw one of these massive projects out, see now it's like, oh, it's running. But I got to shut everything down and they have like lock files, so you can't even do it. But we're going to call it, and I probably can't even throw this out either. Delete. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, see, well, you're learning how not to do this. I'm going to shut that down. But what are we going to do here? We're just going to create another one. Open in terminal. And now I'm going to call this npm I next. Let's see what happens. So now it's doing something on the desktop. In your project directory. So I should already have a project for this, so I should stop this. I'm just going to stop this. But we're going to call this a new project directory. We're going to call it, well, we're going to call it docs. Now we'll do the same thing and we'll do the same thing. So now I'm going to install that inside that directory. And if you already have Next.js installed there, you only need to install Nextra. So I do not have Next.js installed. Add the following scripts to your package. So once it's here, then we're going to go there. So there you go. Yeah, so what happens? So now I have it. And then what we want to do is we want to open this up. So we're going to open this up in Cursor because this is all about vibe coding. And we're going to open this in Cursor. take this window over here. And now we can see more on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to open package.json once it's there. I don't know. Where are the stupid files? Did it install anything? No, there's like nothing in it. What the hell? Change 22 packages. Huh, so these commands don't even work. This is ridiculous. Install next.js. So I need to install next.js. So I tried running this, but it didn't seem to work. I guess it just didn't want to install everything. Just did not work. Okay, I don't know. Install next.js. I mean, this is where I can go. Okay, install next.js. So we have an Next.js project. Should work. Install React DOM. Maybe we need React and React DOM. That's the React document object model. So this could be why this is. So I might have to do this again. Do we have? Yeah, so I might even have to do this again. Checking for packages. Yes, both are installed, so that's good. So now we want to install Nextra and Nextra theme docs. And so let's do that. So yeah, you do have problems, but you just have to sort of like power through all the problems creatively and try to go to source documents. Official documents are usually the best, obviously, and sometimes Cursor and other AIs are not smart enough to do that themselves, so you do have to kind of know these things. I just Googled that. Both packages are installed. They listed in your dependencies. So now that's good. So it seems to be that's good. And then what can I do? It's probably going to tell me to npm run dev. Let's see. Let's just see what happens there. But before I do that, I'm going to say add the following scripts to your package.json. So I can tell it to do that too. This is a vibe coding video, so updating scripts. Okay, so we'll keep that. So that seems to have been done. Tip, you can enable Turbo Pack in development by appending Turbo Cap flag to the dev command. So, you know, I mean, I'm lazy. I could save credits, then I could just do that myself, but I'm not going to. And then npm run dev, npm build start. So this should work. So keep that. So we should be able to npm run dev this. There you go. Where did it go? npm run dev. So now we have warning. Next.js inferred your workspace root, but it may not be correct. But it looks like that wasn't a fatal error. And let's check it out. Localhost 3000. 3000. Localhost 3000. Will it run? Is it running? To get started. So this is just a blank Next.js project. Well, there's the docs. So where the hell is it? Compiling. So I guess I have it now. Add Next.js config. The following content. So here I can just do this. And this tell it to config that because we didn't config it. Sometimes it doesn't have file permissions and it can't get into these configuration files or it can't create them. Next.js config is deleted. So you just have to be aware of that. That might not be correct. But let's see what happens now. That didn't do anything. I can't see it. With this extra commit, it will handle markdown files. So that's good. And then what else? Add MTX file components file. Yeah, where's that? Okay, so I'm just going to say follow these instructions. This is another technique. You can call this follow these instructions, and then I paste the URL and then see if it can do it. This is really the lazy approach to coding, but most of the time it does that. I mean, look at how fast it is. It retrieves that page really quickly. So these models are just like tapped into the internet, like high speed, high speed, high speed, keep all, and then what? So I did that, and then set up search. To set up search, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to set up search because I do want searchable docs. Follow these instructions. See, I should actually test everything after I implement it, but let's see what happens. Still not edit the page.tsx file, so actually we just don't have any content. Run. Oh, stop. Yeah, that's it. So it has to find everything. So it's setting up my search engine. Set up search. So we're at step 5, create the root layout. So app root layout. So I'm just going to vibe code that too, and then I'm going to render and run the project. So we got 3 more steps, and we should have a search function going. How far into this are we? Yeah, we're up to an hour, so this is crazy. I don't know if anyone is going to watch this. Accept. No linter errors found. Keep all. What happens? Found a change. So nothing's happening because we don't have any content on this site. So now, so the search engine should be there. So create root layout and see if we can copy all this. And I'm just going to say do this and then just copy everything and see what happens. Creating a new root layout. So brute force coding, they call it vibe coding. So we have a new file created, layout. Hopefully it's all correct. And then render. There are 2 ways to render MDX files using file-based routing. Adding your MDX files via page files or content directory convention. So let's go page files or content directory. Content directory convention. I don't know which is better. page, files, or content directory. Page or content directory. So sometimes you actually do have to make decisions. This is more complicated. Content. So you have your app and then you have your content. Here we have app, layout, page, docs, page, getting started. So with this layout, we basically put all our docs into as pages in the app directory, and with this layout we have an app and then we have a content directory, and then the content and app are at the same level, and which is better? I kind of want to separate them. I like this, but this is also a little more complex than this. So the page file is a special Next.js, which allows you to define the UI that is unique to a route. So I would say set up create a page according to this. So we're going to say create a page according to this file, according to this convention. And then I'll give the link to that. Checking the current app structure, then creating a page per the Nextra page file convention. So page.tsx is deleted, created page.mdx. And there you go. Now, npm run dev. So it's saying we've done everything, run the project. Now, well, we're already running the project, so, but we'll try it again, npm run dev. Make sure it works. And then what happens? Hopefully it's not just going to, oh, here you go. Hey, there you go, localhost 3000. We have a documentation site. And can you search? Does the search work? We're going to say welcome. Fail to load search index. Search isn't available in development because uses page find. But look at that. That's pretty cool. And it just auto generates docs with all these sidebars. And I like it. Look at that. You've even got dark mode, light mode built in. I mean, not too bad. That's all free software. So there you go. I'm going to declare victory on this. We have a doc site up and running. That took an hour, so that's vibe coding. You think, oh, I'll get the AI to do it. But I've never deployed anything like this. Well, I did do it before, but I mean, definitely not by hand. I definitely never went through everything and did all the commands by hand and edited all the files by hand. So this may have taken someone like 2 or 3 hours. It took me an hour, but we ran into a lot of problems. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this. That was actually somewhat frustrating. I doubt anyone's watching anymore, but it's a great learning experience. It's a good experience, and hope you tune in for the next one. But we do have our document site up and running. That's how you do it, guys. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this valuable, and I hope to see you in the next one.